But it's interesting because that whole thing about the Jokers being much older and Bruce Wayne being a child is kind of in Gotham. There's a certain extent to that because it starts off with Bruce Wayne is about 12 years old, and when he's about 14 or 15, that's when the Joker, Jerome, comes into the TV show, and he's already a few years older.
But a lot of the villains, Batman's villains, are a lot older than him.
Yeah, because like Penguin, obviously. I mean, and the original, the one that
Yes.
I mean, the Penguin was a lot older. The Riddler was older too.
But also, Batman was older in the original ones. He was a lot older than Robin.
So in the Michael Keaton one,
Yeah.
who's his villain? It's
The Joker.
The best
the
Joker.
Joker is Jack Nicholson.
Jack
Nicholson, and
the definitive Joker.
and when does Danny DeVito? Which one?
That's Batman
second one.
Returns.
And that's with
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Catwoman.
Michelle Pfeiffer. And who's the
Catwoman.
Batman in that one?
Michael Keaton.
It is Michael
Yeah.
Keaton, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Michael Keaton and the Penguin. Yeah, there is an age difference again.
Mm.
But the Joker is more similar. No, the Joker is much older too, because Jack Nicholson and Danny DeVito are much older, aren't they, than Michael Keaton at the time. But Michael Keaton's quite old now.
If you
And he's now the Vulture.
Yeah.
See how it comes around?
Yeah.
From the Cape Crusader to the Vulture.
So yeah, both villains still fly.
Yep, he likes to fly. But there's another thing, you see, because I've always kind of had an issue with Bruce Wayne and Batman, because I've always thought he's like a spoiled rich guy.
He is a bit mad.
Yeah.
He's a man, human being that dresses up as a bat.
Exactly, and he's not really, and this is always the other thing, like whenever they had the Superman and the Batman thing, I was like, how can Superman be an alien from Krypton, okay, with all these powers, and Bruce Wayne is just a rich guy who
Yeah, but
tech.
It's
Exactly.
the tech. And also nowadays, now we're getting into like Kevlar and nanotechnology.
but
it's even more understandable. Like he was. It's
They
like
didn't
he
talk
was
about
very
Kevlar
futuristic.
much in the
Yes,
day.
I know.
because
Because they never had Kevlar.
I mean, they've tried to talk about Kevlar a lot in Arrow and Flash. They're always talking about Kevlar.
But because
and I noticed they talk about Kevlar in Gotham, but
but it's a case that they never had the name Kevlar back then.
so it was
But
just called bulletproof.
He had bulletproof stuff,
Yeah.
and he had his gadgets, and that's what put him apart. And he was a super intelligent guy. He was the world's #1 detective.
Yes, which is not
still spoiled rich guy.
played up in the whole lot of the films.
Yes.
Yeah,
Especially
if he
the
didn't,
Christopher Nolan ones.
if he didn't have his big computer, right, where would he be? You have to be doing the sleeve stuff. Yeah? But if you were to like another take on Batman, watch the Batman, the animated series.
Oh yes, we've spoken about this before.
And Batman, the original animated series, by Bruce Timm. There was dark, it was gritty, and it was quite good.
And the animated movies, the recent ones, the manga style versions of Batman, because even then he's
so then he does go out and investigate.
Yeah, he does investigations and uses gadgets.
Yeah, but actually, even the TV show, the original one, Bruce Wayne did go out with his oh god, what did you call him? Bruce Wayne, he used to call him his ward, Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did actually go out
and
and
they
investigate.
had the bat computer.
And they did go out and investigate.
Even though it was old and piddly, and it used to take time for the strip to come out. But they still used it. And these are the things that I have felt missing from the Christopher Nolan one.
No, because if you go back down to those days, right, all it is like that was the joke Batman, not the serious one, because there came a definitive time where it became serious, and then it became serious. Let's say with like Christopher Nolan, yeah.
Well, which Batman was that now? Who was the actor that played
Christian
that?
Bale.
Christian Bale, yeah.
He's not a very good action hero.
Because there's obviously George
actor,
Clooney, very gorgeous.
Gorgeous George.
But I don't think he was the best. I didn't really buy it.
Those films were quite bad.
Yeah, and was it Val Kilmer?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
because he
Val
had Mr. Freeze, didn't he?
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, and Poison Ivy.
Yeah,
because they were still done in that tongue-in-cheek way, like the series Batman.
What happened was Tim Burton came with the first two, and
which
then
were good because that was
really good.
Yeah, that was
serious. Had a style about them as well that were kind of comic book, that were kind of true to the comic book style. But then Joel Schumacher, and I can't remember who the other director was, they just came and terrorized it.
That's when they came with the...
And then that's when the franchise stopped for a few years.
That's the one where they did the clunk click. I'm buckling my belt, I'm zipping this thing up. Yeah, the butt shots.
And then
to be honest, George Clooney was Doug Ross from ER to me. It was very hard to see him as Bruce Wayne.
But he's just, well, not
he
just
didn't
him.
sell it to me.
It's not his fault. It's not him in Valkyrie.
Well, I think no.
Production.
It is, but I think there's something. There are certain actors. I mean, for me, there's something. I mean, let's face it. There's something about being a good actor as well. You've got to be able to portray. I mean, that's one of the things. So that's why Heath Ledger. If we come on to him, like my daughter's favourite. My shout out to my daughter, who's also an Africentrix, a young one. Her thing is Heath Ledger. She says she's got this whole treatise on why Heath Ledger is the best. But
it was a very well written part.
Yeah. So, but he's a brilliant actor, as is
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson's a really good actor, but also Joaquin Phoenix, absolutely brilliant actors. And I think there's a difference. Like Michael Keaton playing that kind of darker background is way more suited than let's face it, than Gorgeous George.
Yeah, but let me just.
Or Christian Bale.
Let me just say that.
Dr. Doug from ER.
I do see the progression of the Batman movies.
They're getting better.
They're getting darker because if they was to make like the Joker 30 years ago, they wouldn't be able to get it past
censorship.
People. Exactly. Because now society has become more like malleable, right? And because the superhero thing is basically blown up.
Yeah, it's interesting because we were talking about Stanley Kubrick before. And in the Stanley Kubrick exhibition, they had some letters. And obviously, the controversy over Clockwork Orange was one of my favourite films. I love that film and that book.
It was filmed in Brunel University.
Yeah, and the art and also I love the because of the whole architecture. I mean, we're looking at the Trellick Tower, Brutalist.
Yes,
and that was also part of the Brutalist kind of thing. So the whole feel of it, but the letters that were written to Stanley Kubrick, he was actually threatened because they were saying how violent it was and how terrible, and he withdrew it himself. He self-censored.
And it's not that violent.
No, not at all. But if you think about exactly what you're saying, exactly, it's exactly that. What was considered really violent now is like kids are watching it on video games.
Yeah, well, I remember seeing Jaws on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon one time. And that was a film when it first came out. People were traumatized by seeing that.
Yeah, I was in Trinidad at the time, and people wouldn't go in I kid you not, in the swimming pool.
But let me say this, watching Jaws at the movies is different than watching it on TV because they would edit some of the bloodier bits out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember the original Jaws?
I remember the original Jaws, seeing it at the cinema. But when they put it on the TV, the certain bits, when the shark gets the man, you see the blood spurts out of his mouth. They edit those bits out.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, because it's going on at a certain particular watershed where that young kid will be watching. They will edit those bits out.
No, but I think I've seen the original one.
And when they show it again, they'll leave in the original edits that they've done, so you never see the complete thing.
I do think that if they showed when they show the Joker on television, they should cut a few scenes, a few blood splattering. Especially the bit when he kills the guy that gives him the gun and the blood splatters on his face.
No, you can't take out that scene.
I know, but it's still
that's a reaction.
It's a really good
but it's
cinematography.
It's a reaction scene, and you can't take it out because you.
Okay, so
not just for children.
Well, it's not for children.
Children should be watching.
Exactly.
Depends. No child under 12 should be watching that.
Like when Frankenstein used to be on, it's like your mum used to tell you to go to bed. Because remember, Frankenstein was deemed like a horror movie and violent. And this was like 40 odd years ago.
I remember in Trinidad in the 70s when Dark Shadows used to be on. Those of you of a certain age will remember Barnabas Collins and Dark Shadows. That was considered really scary. Okay. That was you watch it now you'd laugh. But but then, would you say they showed the Heath Ledger Batman Joker or portrayal of Joker on TV, and they don't think they edited out. And that had some really violent. Did the guy's head on the pencil and stuff?
I think they might have edited out the pencil trick.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because all you do is cut out a couple of frames rather than you see his head go down on the thing. I think they cut out a couple of frames, and that's all they do. They cut out a couple of key frames, and then you go back with that.
So anyway, who do you think?
We haven't mentioned Jared Leto. Do we want to even mention him in the Suicide Squad?
He's a non-Joker.
Okay, we're not. So we're putting Jared Leto goes to the side.
That was just terrible.
That was awful.
Not only was he bad, but he just wasn't funny at all.
Oh God, he was awful.
He's a non-Joker.
But it's not just his fault, remember, because it's the production.
No,
he
it's
gets
the script.
He gets scripts. They write the script, and the director will tell him to do it.
I suppose the makeup as well is not him.
So